Happy Wednesday, happy Artistry Collective Day. We took a little bit of a break for a couple of weeks. I miss my girls. I miss Shauna from Frapps Scraps and Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. We took a little bit of a break, had a lot of stuff going on, but we're back. And welcome in, come on in and say hello. We are crafting tonight, fall or Halloween, whatever we choose. I think I'm gonna go for fall. You may notice things behind me are a little bit different. I've been doing some reorganizing and cleaning, and hey, there is Shauna from Frapps Scraps. Hello, Poppy. How are you, friend? Welcome back. Welcome back. And excuse me one second. I'm going to turn the above camera on just in case my project turns out okay. I can record it and make it short. So, how have you all been? I'm in a sweater. Yeah, it's sweater weather. It has been chilly. Yeah, I said to my husband this morning, I'm like, it feels like September. So come on in, say hi, click the thumbs up. And if you are new here, welcome. I am so happy you are here. Subscribe. Usually come on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Central Time with my friends, the Artistry Collective, which is Shauna from Frapps Scraps. That comes on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I come on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Leah from Make All the Things With Me. And then Christy, our host, comes on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And she is from Christy's Crafty Cottage. And together we are the Artistry Collective. And there's Christy. Hey, Christy, how are you? I have missed you girls so much. So much. So I forget what happened the week before, right? It's been 2 weeks we haven't been live. We took an off. I don't remember why. But last week I was away helping my son move out of state. It was a little bit emotional. It was a little bit hard. But he's doing amazing. And I'm getting there. I am getting there. It's been a week. So, you know, he's doing great. And, you know, just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. So, what am I doing tonight? So I really have not been crafting much. I have been, you know, preoccupied with spending some time with my son. Not quite an empty nester. My daughter's still here. Thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate that, my friend. So we're not quite empty nesters, but you know, it's different. And it's not my son is like, was really young, you know, and it's just, you know, miss him because he's far away. So I've been spending time with him, and then we drove him out there. I flew back. So that's been my life. So I haven't really been crafting much. And I sat down the other day. I just needed to make something, and it was a fail. So here it is. So it wasn't like a total fail. So I got this new color from the Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint. It's called Vintage Mustard. Let me tell you, I so love this color. Hey, Michelle. Hello, my friend. So I just have to tell you, when I went to distress it, look at those edges. I got it perfect. I was so happy with it. I go to Stencil and it didn't quite work out. So the stencil I'm using says Old Crow. Not really sure why somebody would want that saying, but I've been obsessed with crows lately, so I knew I had to have it. So what I did was I did the crow in black, and then I wanted to do Old Crow over it. But the stencil is set up like this, the crow, and then old crow. Okay. Couldn't see the words, and I was like, no. So then I tried to distress the crow and make it lighter, and then I was going to go over it again, and it just got totally ruined. And I'm like, so this stencil comes from my friend Lori at Farmhouse Stencil Shop, who, by the way, is also on YouTube. Look her up. Follow her. She is amazing. She does the most amazing farmhouse and primitive crafts that you have ever seen. So if you are into that, please go on over to her channel, give her a follow, watch her videos. She is also the sweetest woman, and I just adore her, and we have gotten to be really good friends. And so I messaged her and I was like, I failed. And I showed her the picture and she was like, okay, do the crow in black and then try the words, you know, just paint over it and then do the words in a light color. I'm like, okay. So then I was painting over it and I was like, it's making a mess. I have to start all over again. So how I'm going to fix it is I'm going to sand it. So I've got my electric sander. And I'm just going to sand all this beautiful distressing. I mean, it was just, I didn't even use paint for that. I just used the sandpaper. So I'm just going to sand off this part of it. Sorry about the noise. So sometimes when you use chalk paint, it's a little, it leaves, it's thick, so you can feel it. And of course I didn't sand the whole thing off, but I did smooth it down. So I'm going to start from scratch on the front. I'm going to leave the back how it is. So what I did was I started off with a base coat of black, and this is Folk Art matte finish in pure black, and it is an acrylic paint. There it is, nice and black, and we'll give the front of this a good coat. And I think I'm going to do the same with this piece too, while I have my paints out. I have been loving the look of this. So you just give it a base coat of black, and this gives you that rustic, primitive, which I'm learning all about primitive look. Some of the primitive stuff, not gonna lie, is kind of creepy. Some of it's kind of neat. And if you are interested, the link to the Farmhouse Stencil Shop is in my description below. Follow that link to her store and put the code in Make All the Things, and you will get 10% off of your purchase. And the stencils are very reasonably priced. Okay, I didn't put out enough paint for that. We'll get to that later. Regina, hello. I'm well. I am well, my friend. I needed to craft tonight. I needed my friends. It's been a while. I really haven't been crafting too much. And now I'm in the process of changing things around. And so my stuff is everywhere. I don't know where anything is. So I tried to craft the other night because I hadn't crafted and it was a fail. So I'm fixing my fail. And I'm getting a little warm now. All right. And the weather has changed. All right, let's leave that there. So now I'm going to use the vintage mustard. It is so cool and so pretty. I absolutely love it. And it is so vintage. All right, and this is a little bit on the thin side. I've got stuff just everywhere here. All right, let me pour a little bit out. Here we go. Ah, way too much. So how have you all been? Tell me something good. Got the last wipe. All right. I cannot believe that summer is coming to an end. I know that the official start of fall is the end of September, but it's starting to feel like that now. The weather has just been absolutely gorgeous. It is beautiful and cool. Nice change from that disgusting heat that we were having. All right, so I have a base coat of black on this. Now I'm going to go over it with this vintage mustard. And the last time I did it, it took 2 coats, so it's probably going to take 2 coats again. So do you like vintage, primitive, rustic crafts? I have been attracted to them lately. So hopefully I won't fail tonight. It's going, of course, I'm sure I'm expecting an Indian summer. Of course it is. All right, let's get this layer dried. Oh, there's so much paint came out. I should have just dipped it into the jar. So, anybody doing any last minute vacationing? I know a lot of people get their vacations in at the end of August. We didn't really go on vacation this summer. Took some time off, did some staycationing. You wish. So, like I said, this is a chalk paint, but it's on the thin side. And I also got, it's called Sunrise Rose. It matches my pumpkin coffee mug. So I'm thinking maybe doing a pumpkin thing if, you know, I get this right. All right, and here goes my second coat. And I did get this paint at Joann's. That's where I've been getting my big jars of folk art. I'm going to be sanding it off. I don't know why I'm like so... Nicola, hello. How are you, friend? Welcome. So Shauna, how did you sprain your ankle? You fell. I did that a couple months ago in the beginning of summer. I was walking around with a boot for a couple of weeks. Osteo issues and low vitamin D have made it hard to walk. Oh, I heard you saying, my friend. That stinks. That stinks. All right. I wonder if I can get some of this back in the jar. I don't want to waste it, and I don't plan on using any more of it. There it goes. All right. All right, and I'll leave this out just in case I need to touch this up at all. Okay. Still warm, gonna let it cool a little bit. My sister broke her foot, or her leg actually, and she had the same thing, vitamin D deficiency, and it split straight up on her shin. Oh. All right. I'm gonna grab my sander and I'm gonna start sanding and distressing. And I just love how the black comes through. Can you see that? Look at that. Love that look. So where my table is now, it shakes a little bit. It's not shaking the camera, I'm pretty sure, because the camera's not attached to my table. But it's kind of annoying. I'll tell you, it's been nice and stressful organizing and reorganizing. You didn't break anything, but it's bruised and so swollen. Oh. And I've been purging and getting rid of stuff, and it's felt great, and it's kept my mind busy and occupied. And I have vowed to myself not to hoard. Not to hoard. Keep it to a minimum, because all the things are all overwhelming. It is a lovely yellow. I love it. I love it. And I love the look. I love what's happening there. I love that. Let's see if I get the smaller one. You know, everything's kind of in a little bit of a different place. I had to, you know, figure out what works. I don't know if this is all gonna work. And that top layer is just coming off beautifully. Just look. I love, love, love that look. So, does anyone want to explain Old Crow? Maybe Lori will pop on and she could tell me why Old Crow. Hey, Music Tangle Ring. Yes, I remember you. Hello. Thanks for being here. Yeah, well, I've been off for a couple of weeks. You know, been busy in real life. But here I am, trying to fix a crafting fail. All right. How have you been? What's new? It looks great, thank you. You missed me. I missed you too. Okay. Here it is. It might get some more distressing later on. We'll see. I just want spots, just little. I am learning primitive, rustic, and farmhouse. No fails in crafting, just learning experiences. Yes, okay, I like that. Alrighty, I like that better. More positive. All right, let's get the crow on the board. So, thoughts about Old Crow. What does it mean? I mean, you know, I know when you call somebody an old crow what that means, right? I'm not quite an old crow. All right. I'm going to put the crow in the middle. And then I'm going to do what my friend Lori suggested. All right, so the crow is going to be in black. And I'm going to go ahead and use the acrylic because I already have it out. Oh, that didn't sound too good, right? Right, I have another friend that says there's no mistakes in crafting, but I beg to differ. I think there are a lot of mistakes in crafting. I make lots of them. Sometimes they work out okay. Sometimes not so much. All right, and I'm going to grab my washi tape to hold the stencil in place. So this is a 3mm clear Mylar stencil, and I don't clean these. I leave them so that I don't lose them. You can easily lose them because they're see-through and clear. All right. So acrylic paint tends to be on the thin side. Be careful when you're stenciling with them because it can bleed. So I'm just going over the crow with a light hand, keeping my brush up and down. I do have some makeup sponges that I like to use as well, but I'm using my stencil brush for this one. All right. I'm going to give it a little dry, but don't get too close to the stencil because you can melt it. I'm just doing it till I see the paint dry. I'm going to give it another coat. And wise as an old crow may have originated as a way to acknowledge the intelligence and wisdom of these birds, and it suggests that someone who is wise as an old crow is very okay. Good, it's a positive thing. Okay, I've been making, you see right there, my crow craft. I've been loving making crows. And yes, I know crows don't have yellow beaks. I read up on it, and it was, you know, like a Disney thing, like a cartoon thing, and an artist thing, because the black and the gold are more visually appealing. Says Google. We love Google, and I did Google about crows. Thank you, Poppy. I love them too. Here's this one, and there's a short with this one. I love this one. How cute. And then I did this one on the big board right here. Love it. It's one of my favorites. All right. So here we go. And there's my crow on the board. Not quite centered, but I am so okay with that. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Poppy. All right, so now I'm going to put this on here. And it's so funny. Crows have been coming up all over the place for me ever since I made that one. I made my first one. There's our friend the crow. Yes. So a friend of mine sent me this video. It's actually about eagles and the strength of eagles, but did you know that the only animal that will try to attack an eagle is a crow? Yes, it's true. The crow is the only animal that will try to attack an eagle. And of course, you know, the eagle wins. The eagle finds a way. The eagle will soar high, high, high up in the sky. The crow cannot breathe and let's go. And, you know, then they move on to do their bird things. Hey, Karen, how are you, my friend? Welcome to YouTube. And I hope you all are subscribing. I appreciate you being here so much. All right, so Lori suggested I do the old crow part in a light color. So I brought out the sheepskin, but I also brought out linen, but I don't think I'm going to use the linen. I am going to use the folk art sheepskin chalk paint, and it's upside down because I have the paint running down. Ballsy move on the crow. Yeah. I was like, wow, like all of a sudden, like, you know, I don't know. It's like our devices, you know, they listen to us, right? Because you think of something and the next thing you know, that's all you see. But I've been quite obsessed with the crows lately. All right, so I'm just dipping into my paint and offloading onto a paper towel. The secret to stenciling is using very little paint on your stencil brush. I'm not always the best at that, and this is probably going to take a few coats. You have 2 eagles that live in trees in your front yard? No way. I want pictures. Oh my goodness. I have seen a couple of eagles where I used to work. There was an eagle's nest at the gas station where I worked, and the eagle would come and sit in one of our really tall pine trees at work, and we would just sit. So I'm a dental assistant, so the rooms that I was in had big windows, and as the patient was sitting in the chair, you look out the window and you could see in the winter time when the sky was really, really blue, and you look up and you see the eagle at the top of the tree. It is a glorious sight. They are amazing, amazing, amazing creatures. All right, so do you see? It's just a little bit on there. All right, just to make sure I'm not missing any comments. All right, so I'm going back, getting it on my brush and then offloading it onto the paper towel, and then slow, light, circular motion on the stencil. There are many ways to stencil. Do what's more comfortable for you. I also use makeup sponges. All right, I'm gonna give this a little dry. So when you're using a light color over dark color, you know, it takes quite a bit to cover it up. I will proudly display this now. I don't know why I didn't think to Google old crow. But lately, you know, if I see something that has a crow in it, I want it. I also did a cutout of a crow, and I have it sitting waiting for me to craft with it. And I'm sure a lot of my fall and Halloween crafts are going to have crows in them, and ravens. Blackbirds. Why did you think you were out of stencil brushes? I don't know. Maybe because I kept saying I need to get the small detail stencil brushes. I'm not out of stencil brushes, but I do want to invest in the small ones, the small detail ones. I like that. What do you think? It worked. I can't wait to tell Lori. All right, let's try that up. All right, half hour in, it's perfect. And I even like that the crow is a little off center. Thank you, Poppy. Here we go. Go nice and dry. I like it. I like it. What do you think? A little bow with this? This is fabric from Dollar Tree that I got the beginning of summer, maybe springtime. And I have not seen it in my Dollar Tree since. All right, let's make a little bow. Oh, thank you, Regina. Just a little something, something. Just a little bit. Normally, I think I wouldn't put a bow on there. I may take it off. I don't know. I'm gonna live with it for a little bit and see how I like it. So I have some raffia and a button too. Yes, a little bow. Okay, and you know me and my bows. And there are some creators that put a bow on all their projects and they just make it work. And sometimes I put one on mine and I think, I don't get it. I just don't see it. But maybe this. Are you a bow kind of person? Or are you not a bow kind of person? All right, let me put these two together. And I'm going to use just a little tiny glue dot, a drop of hot glue on there. And, you know, the hot glue, it's not really permanent. And you can easily take any embellishment off. And that's usually what I do. I'll try it, live with it for a couple of days, and if I like it, all right, it stays. If not, off it comes. Ah! All right. Have a little black button. Oh, it's not black, but it's perfect for this. There it is. Like I said, I'm gonna just leave it here for a couple of days, see how I feel about it. And if I still like it, it'll stay. If not, off it comes. And then we have a plain piece of decor. All right, there it is. Project number 1. Let's do something else. It depends on how near it needs to be. You can't do straight bows. Yeah, no. You like bows depending on the project. Exactly. Okay. I'm going to put this one to the side. And I'm going to grab my essential stencils. So there is a stencil of the, I don't know why I'm, all right. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Essential Stencil has a Stencil of the Month Club. I am in the basic Stencil of the Month Club. I think it's like $12 a month. I was doing it for a while, and then I stopped because I really wasn't liking the images, and you know, I didn't want stuff just to have stuff. I really am trying to purchase what I love and what I will use, and I don't want stuff just to have the stuff. So, but I did join up the Stencil of the Month Club. It opens up every month. You get a preview of what's coming up, and I absolutely had to have this. Why? Because of the grow. I couldn't help myself. So they have different packages for Stencil of the Month. You can use my code next time it comes up. I'll advertise it. And but there is a my affiliate link in the description to Essential Stencils, and if you use the code all the things, it will get you it'll save you 10% at checkout. So this is a great little just a great little rustic stencil set. I love the line images of the pumpkin, and it has like, it could be a sun or a sunflower, and it has like a farmhouse rustic star, the crow, a leaf, and then it has welcome fall and autumn greetings. And I loved the look of it. I loved the style, and I had to have it. Is the crow your favorite animal? It has been my favorite animal. I've been obsessed with the crow lately. Never before, just ever since I made the little one, I'm like, I've been digging the crows. Okay, so all right, let me see if that pumpkin will fit on here. So let me show you. Here's the images, and I love that it's kind of wonky. And here's this. Welcome fall and autumn greetings. And then here's the little images. Crows are so super smart. I have been learning so much about them, and they are like fierce too, right? They can survive through the winter. You know, they say wise owls, but I don't know. All right, let's get this painted. Kind of do the same little thing. I just put away the black. Let's get this out again. I'm gonna do a base coat with the, oh, this one is licorice. I thought I must have brought out two different black. I did. I have pure black and I have licorice black. Okay, so this is licorice black. And oh, I need a paintbrush. Let's see. And these are just scrap pieces of wood that I was collecting that I found. I think these came from that construction site at work, and the construction site is not constructing anymore. So I'm gonna, once I get this stash used up, I think I'm gonna have to start buying some wood, or, you know, some people yard sale. I'm gonna have to go driving around for construction sites. So anyone local to me, if there are any construction sites, please let me know. And I have been loving using black as a base coat. See, and this piece of wood is not a perfect piece of wood. It had a big knot in it. Thank you, Regina. Regina, do you stencil? I forget. What's your favorite crafting thing to craft? Have you had time to craft this summer? This last month has been very hectic and very busy. I kind of like just stepped back and, you know, just enjoyed life. Your brother-in-law in New York City does construction, but of course isn't close to you. Ah. You know, really there haven't been a lot of builds lately either, you know, with the cost of materials, you know, cost of real estate. And this is acrylic paint. It is folk art matte paint in licorice. And what I used before was pure black that hid behind my other little plate there. You have some stencils? No time. No, you're always busy. No experience with stencils. Maybe tried them once or twice. Well, we'll have to change that. Maybe I'll send you some, because I've been going through my stuff. And I've got stuff, lots of stuff. I cannot wait to see what that pink looks like over this. That was my vision. It's not going to be like, I mean, I probably could draw the face, but I don't think I'm going to. Right. So how do you all feel about the pinks and the yellows and the oranges? And for the Halloween, I went to Michael's, I think it was like a month ago when Halloween first started being put out, and they had all those bright Halloween like fun colors. What do you think of those? You bought a couple in the hopes of getting around to using them? I have a lot of things like that. I have a lot of things of, why did I buy this? I have boxes full of stuff to purge. Same thing, I went through stuff that I had made and stuff that I'm like okay with, kind of taking them apart and you know, reusing them. Okay, let's do the pink. Oh, with this weather comes allergies. You have a lot of stencils though. You use them for junk journals. Oh, yes. Yes, Poppy. With ink? Purple, orange, green, black, and some jewel for you for Halloween. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Although I have, last year I was obsessed with pink. Pink ghosts, pink pumpkins. I'm doing pink again. Here we go. And this is called Sunset Rose. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. And it's also thin. The sheepskin, the white cottage, and the black chalk paint is not so thin. Don't know how much I'll need. And this is probably going to take a few coats as well. My hands, black paint. Always. It's so messy. Right? And us card makers and scrapbookers have been using stencils forever. I had pixie paint, the pixie spray that you spray on the back of stencils. I can't find that. I haven't found that. And I think it's great for like stencils with really thin, fine letters and words. That's what it's looking like. Yes, you can use paste. Yes. I'm painting towards me and I'm wearing black and it'll probably splatter because the paint's a little runny. And I'm a little rusty. I'm a little rusty working on a rustic project. And the backside I'm not really worried about. I'm just going to do a light coat on that. You've been scrapbooking and rarely making cards since April 2010, but just never used stencils and stamps. Changing that to the, oh yes. One of my goals is to use my paper crafts and stamps more. I think last week I made a card on Facebook. I made a little ghost card. So I love watching Shauna do all her junk journals. She uses it all. Definitely go on over to Shauna's channel, Frapps Scraps. She finished a few weeks ago. She was working on a junk journal, a special request. Somebody commissioned a junk journal, and she was working on it. She worked on it, I think, 2 weeks in a row. She got it done, and there is a flip through on her channel. You absolutely have to go and check it out because it is amazing. Which reminds me, by the way, I am live for the Artistry Collective. I have 7 minutes. How did that happen? We are hosted by Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. She is up after me at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And before me was Shauna from Frapps Scraps. I am just taking my sweet old time. You could tell I am like not in the groove. I've been out of practice. But yes, the Artistry Collective, it is the 3 of us. We go live on Wednesdays. We took a couple of weeks off, but we go live on Wednesdays. We usually have a theme, but sometimes we don't, and we just craft whatever we want, and we get together and we chat and craft and just have fun. You were there, yes, yes. All right. I got 6 minutes till Christy comes on. I need to get back in the swing of things, right? Just taking a couple weeks off just really throws you off your game. It's drying slower also, not like regular chalk paint. I wonder if I had to mix it. Okay, let's pretty dry. Almost. So this is the back of it. This is the front of it. Sander. And it's coming off beautifully off those edges. I love that look. I love those edges. So the dust kind of stained the wood a little bit. And some of the black is showing through. I'm okay with that mostly. But I think I better go over the whole thing and kind of make it all like that. All right, that's what it's looking like. I've got 3 minutes. When I say goodbye, I'm going to continue working on this, and I will post in my community page what the final project looks like. And let's get that pumpkin on there. Let's do that. All right. Love this. I love it. Simple, little decor piece, little shelf sitter. It'll sit just like that. I'm just going to distress around all the edges. So here's the back. Didn't really do too much to it. I like that look. Nobody's going to really look at the back, but the front is what matters. I can put one of the greetings on there, but I don't think I'm going to. I am actually going to leave this just like this. All right, friends, it is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is time for Christy's Crafty Cottage. You can find the link to her page in my description, as well as Frapps Scraps link to their channels in my description. Go ahead, give those links a click, follow their channels, join us on Wednesdays. I will see you in the comments on Christy's channel. Thank you so much for being here. Here are my 2 fall projects for tonight that I can display all. This one I could probably display all year round, and this one definitely until Thanksgiving. And this from Michael's is my inspiration. All right, friends, have an amazing rest of your night. I will see you next week here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.